Elon Musk was riding high in the beginning of 2008. Both SpaceX and Tesla seemed on track to meet the goals Musk had set for them.
I can remember when I went out to SpaceX, he drove up and directly into the hangar in a Roadster. That was Tesla's first model of the car. And I remember thinking, wait, I'm sorry, this guy's running Tesla and trying to start up a rocket ship company? Okay, I feel kind of useless.
He had a lot of success early on and so had a lot of money to play with. That helps. He also has a lot of ambition and is willing to put a lot of the risk on himself. As an entrepreneur, you're often in situations where you're not certain of what the outcome is going to be. You don't know if this idea is going to work, if it's going to get off the ground.
The world is littered with hundreds of people since the mid-1900s who tried to start up car companies and totally failed.
The first Tesla Roadster were available for sale in February of 2008, but at a price of over $100,000 and a range of only 240 miles. People weren't exactly holding themselves back from buying one. Within the company, tensions were brewing.
Martin Eberhard and Elon Musk started off first as a business relationship. Martin needed capital, Elon provided it. Elon got a role at the company, and suddenly there appears to have been a disagreement, as sometimes this often happens when you have alpha males trying to create an incredible product.
It was not only Elon's professional life which was rocky, his marriage was also crumbling.
Elon Musk's personal life seems a bit like his business life, off the wall.
After more than a decade together, Justine and Elon divorced. In a scathing article she penned for Marie Claire, Justine claimed Elon told her early on in the marriage that if she were an employee, he would fire her.
Elon Musk's personal life should be turned into at least a dozen movies and several soap operas.
As his marriage was exploding, so would the SpaceX rockets.
He faced a lot of setbacks in the early days of SpaceX. There were a couple of rocket failures, launch failures.
Anybody knows on the climb up to the top of the mountain of success, you are going to fall, you're going to scrape your knee, you're going to break your leg, and you're going to nearly lose your life.
While Musk's life wasn't in jeopardy, the failure of the Falcon rocket put SpaceX in grave danger, which Musk could not have happened.
SpaceX is his true love, in my mind at least, given what he's seen, what he's spoken about in terms of being sort of the new Ben Franklin. This is his white whale, is achieving that colony on Mars, the thing that he likes to talk about the most.
By August 2008, Musk was facing financial ruin. The possibility of losing both companies was looming over him. In an interview, Musk recalled it was the closest he'd ever come to a nervous breakdown. He was desperate to avoid the collapse of his two biggest ventures, SpaceX and Tesla.
2008 was probably the worst time to start production of electric cars or an electric car company, but nonetheless, he did it. How do you get money? How do you bring in money when everybody else is losing their shirts and the economy is tanking?
Elon Musk is a maverick in the true sense of the word. He's a chaos agent. He sees himself as an engineer first and foremost, but also infused with that entrepreneurial spirit and a brilliant strategist, effectively. He finds solutions to problems and considers impossible a dirty word.
Musk knew he could solve the problem, but he was running out of time. He was banking on a SpaceX success.
He faced a lot of setbacks in the early days of SpaceX. There were a couple of launch failures, but he comes right back, plows ahead, puts money into it again, keeps going at it, doesn't just talk about it, goes ahead and does it. Extraordinary stuff.
On September 28th, SpaceX successfully launched Falcon 1 into orbit. The game-changing launch brought Musk back from the brink. Because of the Falcon's success, SpaceX secured $1.6 billion from NASA.
It fits in with the whole thing that he does things. He accomplishes things, doesn't just talk about it. Makes his own products, creates his own parts, for example. I don't know how he does it.
Of course, Musk didn't stop at that. He took $40 million from that and poured it into Tesla.
Elon, again, sees something and says, I want it, I'm going to will it to happen. If I can't buy it, I'm going to make it. If I can't make it, I'm going to somehow find another way.
By October, Musk was running Tesla. But even with his cash infusion, the company was nowhere near the clear.
Anything worth having is fighting for it.
By Christmas 2008, SpaceX was thriving, but Tesla was still near collapse. While the rest of the auto industry received bailouts from the government, Tesla was struggling to stay alive.
We're in the throes of the financial crisis. Every auto company in America was either borrowing from the government or getting outright bailouts. Elon found himself in the exact same position. He started to see real trouble with all kinds of production issues and capital.
So Musk went to Washington.
He went to the U.S. government with hat in hand saying, I need money, and he did have to get a loan.
He got green credits from the government, sold them, and had the cash to survive 2008, 2009, and there on out. That's genius.
Elon Musk is a libertarian. He always likes less government. However, he has gotten tax incentives from the government for people who want to buy electric vehicles. It doesn't quite square with what Elon always talks about, and that's government, leave me alone.
A lot of people oppose that because you're supposed to be a free market capitalist kind of guy. What on earth are you doing going to the government for a handout of some sort? Well, he did it. It worked. So what?
The new year saw a new era for Tesla and SpaceX. With financials secured, Musk could finally start getting to work. By June of 2009, more than 500 roadsters were on the streets, and production of a second model was already underway. Things seemed to be looking up for Elon. Just a month later, in July, SpaceX successfully delivered its first payload into orbit. It seemed like the trouble might finally be over for Elon. Until Musk had been riding high on the game-changing successes of Tesla and SpaceX. He had proven he was the dynamic, larger-than-life visionary that Silicon Valley really wanted to get behind. But a lawsuit from Tesla founder Martin Eberhard painted a different, much darker picture.
There was a disagreement, as sometimes this often happens when you have alpha males trying to create an incredible product. People say that Elon won this battle, and in the end, Martin Eberhard sued, but then they settled. And Elon was allowed to say in the settlement, I am a co-founder of Tesla, which is interesting because he wasn't there from day one.
There came reports of an unhealthy work environment at Tesla and SpaceX headquarters.
Whether it's SpaceX or Tesla, he is intensely protective and supportive of the integrity of the product. He demands the same intensity of his employees, and he pushes them very hard. Well, if you want to work at Tesla, which apparently a lot of people do, you better be ready for that.
Elon Musk has trouble with virtually everyone who works with him or for him. He's a unique character, and he never stops working. He's a tough guy. I think he'll fire people at a moment's notice. Nobody could work for this guy because he made impossible demands on them. But nonetheless, that's what he thought was necessary to get it done. He did it, and it was done.
The suit and its allegations were damning, and this wasn't the first time Musk found himself in hot water. Could the entrepreneur weather another storm? By September 2009, Musk settled with Tesla founder Martin Eberhard, and things seemed to be taking off. Tesla had found its groove. Following the Roadster, Tesla released the Model S, which could go nearly 300 miles between charges and cost less than $60,000. Shortly after its release, Tesla went public, raising $226 million. 2010 also saw the start of SpaceX success. In December, the Falcon 9 launched a Dragon capsule into orbit for the second time. There would be nearly 150 more successful launches in the years following. But while his professional life was taking off, his personal life began to crumble. By 2015, he was divorced from his second wife, Tallulah Riley, for the second time.
Elon Musk is tenacious. He doesn't really like to give up on things generally, and I think this is just a manifestation of that, coupled with, again, his frankly, romanticism when it comes to wanting to be in love and considering that in essential component of his fulfillment. After they got divorced, he embarked on a series of relationships with, prominent, beautiful women, Amber Heard being one of them, who's now embroiled in the Johnny Depp litigation, a man that she was married to before. Famously volatile human being.
Depp accused Musk of having an affair with Heard while the actors were still married, something both Musk and Heard denied. He went on to another relationship that really got the public's attention.
Famously mercurial, sort of like he is, he gets involved with Grimes. The common legend, at least in Silicon Valley, is they bonded over some arcane artificial intelligence reference that she had put out there into the world. So they sort of found themselves to be working on the same plane when it comes to their understanding of artificial intelligence.